silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have helped the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zeb, yea, all their princes as Zebah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever, yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art the Most High over all the earth. The Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and the princes thereof. For ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord God of hosts?
What's up, family? We're going to expose more of that Psalms 83, another video for the Psalms 83 playlist. This is Joe Biden on C-SPAN. Whenever this was, I don't really know. Obviously, he's younger. He's a little bit more coherent. Now he's like a bumbling fool. This is him basically admitting, before we had understanding of this being our land and the Holy Land being here and stuff like that, this is him admitting that the United States, I mean, he's not directly admitting it, but guys, they don't directly tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? Just like the movie 2012 came out and 12 years after 2012 is 2024, where the epochs of the eclipses and that exo where the America is made. And that was about the Mayan prophecy, not of the world ending, but of the end of the time of the Gentiles. The Mayans were Hebrews and Egyptians too. We are mixed people, guys. We mix with, we went into captivity in all these nations. We're even mixed with the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? So this is him admitting basically that America invented Israel. And if you check out my channel, if you check out the Psalms 83 video, go in the description. I'll leave a link to it. You'll see that why they invented a fake Israel. But look at the stuff they were saying back then. He would never get. No one's gonna talk like that now. This was them just putting it in your face.
If we look at the Middle East, I think it's about time we stop, those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region.
You mean this region?
Would have to go out and invent an Israel.
Now, the United States would have to go out and invent an Israel. That's a big statement, guys. Now, you know what that means. That means they did go out and invent an Israel, and that's the Israel they invented. And the real Israel is everything west of the Mississippi, Utah, and the whole kingdom of Judah, and the real coast of Palestine here, which is the coast of America. That's why they're all funding all. The United States has always been a major funder of war in the Middle East. They ship in weapons. They ship in whatever they want. And this keeps going because they don't have to acknowledge their own sin here. All the things that America has accused and Americans have accused Israel of doing to Palestine, you have done to us, the true Israelites in the real promised land here in America. And you're guilty of way more than what Israel is guilty of against Palestine. And this whole situation is set up to divert attention. You guys don't have to accept that, but that's just the truth, God. That really is just the truth, guys. I mean, I'll post another link to Kudamayo's channel and his Utah video so you could get understanding on that and know I'm not just blowing smoke out my butt. But no, this is grounded in years of research and oral traditions from our people. And it's real, guys. You know what I'm saying?
An Israeli loyalty oath law that is becoming so common in the United States, it's now pervasive. Take a look at the map. You see the red states? See all of those red states? 26 states have enacted this loyalty oath legislation. And let me show you the other one.
Let me give you some basic math. It's obvious, but 25 and 25 is 50, right? So if 26 states, that's more than half the states in the union. All right? Have agreed to be completely loyal to Israel no matter what.
The navy blue ones, the blue ones you see there, that's where this law is now pending. So 26 acted on, passed, 13 pending, only 11 states, the light blue ones you see there, the baby blue or the light blue, those are the ones where you can boycott Israel and, criticize Israel if you want. Again, look, it bears repeating. There is no such law keeping you from denouncing or boycotting the United States of America, or even advocating causes that harm the U.S. economically. But there are laws from doing that against Israel.
Let's move on.
Let me show you one more connection. In 1860, David Wyrick.
Okay, so Glenn Beck put this out in the freaking before like 2001 or some shit. Don't quote me directly, but they've been finding stuff like this.
He's a guy who surveyed the Newark earthworks. He was digging into a mound near those earthworks, and he found a wooden coffin made of oak. They opened up the coffin and found a skeleton of a man holding a little box. It was about 8.10 inches in size. The box had been cemented shut here. This, by the way, is sitting in Ohio. Well, he opened up the box and he found a little man inside, a little black stone. They took it to scholars and they looked at it. The man seems to be carrying something, and there's writing here at first they couldn't recognize. The writing is, they thought in 1860, some sort of Hebrew. Well, finally, about 20 years later, they found some rabbis living in the area, and the rabbis looked at that, and they could read it. They said it was an old kind of block Hebrew, and it was a rendition of the Ten Commandments. Now, this is another piece. Block Hebrew, they said they'd never seen anything like it. Mainstream archaeologists at the time called this a hoax. But then in 1900, or just about after 1900, in Israel, they found the same block-style Hebrew writing. Mainstream archaeologists still dismiss the findings. They found it in Israel.
Now, this is what I'm saying, guys. If that's what's going on, all those artifacts and things they find over in that land called Israel are fake. And of course, they found it here first and never seen it before, and then they found it in Israel because they try to validate Israel. Just like right now, there's a bunch of artifacts being found in the Middle East to prove the Bible and all this shit, but they're all being produced, either brought over out of archives of the shit they took from the conquest of America, or being falsified and faked. And this is just basic truth, guys. I mean, like, if you look into the real narrative behind the Smithsonian and the artifacts they have even over there in the Middle East, where ISIS destroyed all those artifacts when they came through, and they had barbed wire in them, and they were fake. They were fake. So when y'all go to these museums, you're a bunch of dumb tourists You know, you're dumb as hell because you think all that stuff is real and it's all fake, and you think the history's real and it's all fake. And this is Psalms 83. This is the crafty counsel they've taken against his people, and they've got the whole world to go along with it. So when the Bible talks about, like, um, all nations drinking from the drinking from the wine of the great whore and shit, stuff like that in Revelations, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's talking about. It's because they're all drunk on the lies and the fake history, and we're going to space and we don't live on a flat Earth, and they're drunk. And now that they're drunk and in a stupor, the Most High has raised his people up. And we're bringing out the truth. And this is your opportunity, guys, you know?
And they found it in Ohio. But there was another stone that they found that they couldn't argue. This is the Bat Creek stone. It was found during the course of an official Smithsonian evacuation. The Smithsonian didn't understand the meaning of the writing on the stone. They thought it was Cherokee. Since it came from Cherokee country, they didn't realize that they had published this originally upside down. They threw it in a box at the bottom of the Smithsonian, put it in the basement. Many years later, a scholar took it out of the box, looked at it, and went, oh my gosh, it's upside down. It's Phoenician, ancient Hebrew. So what's going on here? What is that about? Where is that history? I'll show you in a few minutes, and we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to show you some more things that
just why they got that loyalty law, because they're trying to keep up their charades.
Colluded to erase. By the way, I want to thank the directors of the documentary Lost Civilizations of North America for bringing these stories to my attention. I was blown away. To find more, visit the website lostcivilizationdvd.com. Here's the thing we should be asking ourselves. I don't know the story of these.
F that website and F all that stuff. You guys subscribe to my channel and subscribe to the people that I've pointed out in my various videos. Subscribe to their channel. Subscribe to Big Judah's channel. Y'all want the real spill. It's not coming from them. They're still trying to push that Israel's real over there. That's fake. They know it's fake.
Do you know that? Did you know that? Do you live in Ohio and did you know that? Why not? Were the American Indians wronged? Yes. Yes. And that's what we focus on in America. Is we were bad to the American Indians. Forget about it. It's in the past. The question should be the ones that the founders asked. Who are they? What knowledge do they have? Can you imagine the difference?
Now, we are those people, and we had the knowledge of creation, and we're responsible for bringing the knowledge of creation and preserving it through all these years, because our ancestors were the prophets of the Most High. We were also the people that failed and did miserably and did evil in his sight and were punished. So don't let these people tell you what to think. Now, we're going to keep going, but he said something big. People, oh, it's in the past. They keep saying what they did to our people is in the past. No, it's not, guys. You're about to be punished. You're being punished right now. That's why all these weird, freaky weather events keep happening in America. We're having record-breaker tornadoes, record-breaking storms like every other day somewhere in America. It's because the Most High is to begin to discomfort the Gentiles and smite them. And these are just the beginnings. This is just a land. You live in a land where many civilizations have come and gone. Okay, guys?
The United States stands with Israel. We will not ever fail to have their back. We'll make sure that they have the...
Just a clip of Joe Biden swearing his loyalty to Israel. They cannot fail to have their back. So, really, guys, they're about to start a big war. And they use war for multiple reasons, and they're going to try to suck the United States into it. That's what they're planning. I don't see that happening. I see the Most High restoring us and them being ashamed for what they planned and being confounded and brought down into confusion. And you can see, like, look at their leaders. They're being brought down into confusion today. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy is like a shell of a person. You know what I mean? It's all, the signs are here, bro. They know they have to get off our land. If you pay attention, they've been shipping a lot of equipment out of here and out to Ukraine and Israel and money and equipment. And depleting the U.S. weapon stockpile. Look that up, guys. The Ukraine war supposedly depleted the U.S. weapon stockpile. So when you start looking into these things, you start to see like, oh no, they got to get off our land. They got to return our shit, and they got to do right by us. And the people that want to stay, they think like, oh, we're all included. No, we're not. And listen, white people that claim to be Native Americans are just that. That's what I'm telling you guys. You're not us. You gotta come right. Y'all gotta correct yourselves. Y'all gotta really man up and admit that you were wrong. And y'all gotta stop with your holidays and your festivals and all that stuff, because that's all abominable before God. And you're bringing your trees in the house and all this, guys. You're gonna be destroyed. Don't you understand that? And we're told to not be like the heathen and don't do that. Don't bring their works are vain. Now you're gonna see.
The help their citizens need, and they can continue to defend themselves.
So here's some footage of these niggas faking coverage of the Israel war. And you see what I mean? So they can defend themselves, and then they're caught doing this.
And now they have someone on the ground. Go back right now. Very tense right now as the soldier.
So look, I'm gonna just restart that.
And now they have someone on the ground. Go back right now. Very tense right now as these soldiers appear to be arresting a Palestinian man. They have him in handcuffs right now. And you can see they've blindfolded him. And they are taking him away. You can see here, they're leading him away. They've blindfolded this man. And it appears they have captured yet another militant who entered from the Gaza Strip. It gives you a sense of just how unpredictable all of this is. They don't know where people are hiding. And they could still be in the tree lines here near to the Gaza border. Here near to the Gaza border.
Look, the guy's putting back on his pants, took off the blindfold.
Secretary of the Treasury Janet Yellen, Attorney General Merrick Garland, Secretary of Homeland Security.
These are all the Israeli government officials, people with dual citizenships running all the governments. They're all people of so-called Jewish ancestry.
This is the faces of shame. Secretary of the Treasury Janet Yellen, Attorney General Merrick Garland, Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas, Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines, White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman, Secretary of State for Political.
Now, someone try to just blame this on Joe Biden solely and suck Trump's dick, because that's what they do now. If you go to the Trump administration, you can see that most of these people are Jews too. Most of the people he brought in were Jews, and he brought in a lot of freaking people that set him up and got him out of there. Which I'm not defending him. They're all bad. This is the one thing they agree on. Never tell the truth about America's land. Never tell black people who they are, so we can keep enjoying their things. But when we woke up, it's like I said, like when the olive tree begins to bloom, that scripture in the Bible, it should be a sign of the coming of God on the earth. We're that olive tree. The house of Israel is that olive tree. So we're blooming right now. We're starting to bloom and become a beautiful fruit and something desirable to the Most High. So of course he's going to come down here and stop y'all from destroying everything. Of course he's going to make y'all get off the land and tell the truth. And people accuse you of racism and all that stuff. These people don't know what they're talking about, guys. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't have the spirit to tell them what is true or not. They don't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is there nobody else but us coming out with this information? Why is there nobody else but us complaining about having the land stolen from them? Like, even the Native Americans, none of those people are like, oh, they stole our land and bitching and on the internet with millions and thousands of views. That's us, guys. So only the real people was going to do that, and the fake people that took the bag and made covenants with the heathen, and excluded us from our heritage and took over our heritage. All of you guys wouldn't complain about anything, and it makes sense. You guys got the bag. Y'all could have casinos that are tax free. You could have a lot of things. And all those benefits, even though Israelites shouldn't be involved with casinos, should have been going to us. And that's the truth. And you guys never made it right. And you just changed the look of the Indians that were here. So what do you guys think is going to happen to these people? You know what I mean? It's like Hosea says, it's the bloody city and it's full of lies.
Victoria Newland, Office of Science and Technology Policy, Eric Lander, Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, David S. Cohen. There you have it. What are the chances that less than 2% of the population would occupy all of 10 of the most important positions in the administration? Since Jews are dual nationals, ask yourself, where do loyalties lay? Why do Jews control our government, our courts, our press, our schools, and our banking and entertainment industries? Jews have seized America. Face up to it. America has a Zionist-occupied government. Jews own or control the media, Hollywood, the U.S. money supply via the Federal Reserve European Jew bankers who set it up in 1913. Jews control the Ivy League universities via the directors and provosts. They've seized over 80% of senior cabinet positions in multiple recent administrations. Through Jew Larry Fink's BlackRock, they have board control interest in every corporation worth owning. They control academic book publishing. They set up or run most mischievous minority groups.
If we look at the Middle East.
Okay, I'm gonna just let this play, but after this, I'm gonna end this video, guys. And I want you to just look into these things, and look into the scriptures a little bit and pray for some understanding from the Most High and the power to discern truth from fiction. And you'll be able to see the world in a whole new light, I promise you. If you earnestly seek the Most High with your heart and don't be hypocrites about this. And don't be hypocrites with your actions, not with, you know what I mean? Your actions will make you a hypocrite because you'll ask for knowledge and then he'll give you knowledge or send somebody to give you knowledge and you'll reject that person.
I think it's about time we stop those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel.